2016 AMC12A, this is question number 9. The 5 small shaded squares inside this unit square are congruent and have disjoint interiors. The midpoint of each of the middle squares, or each side of the middle square, coincides with one of the vertices of the other 4 smaller squares as shown. The common side length is this, where A and B are positive integers. What is A plus B? So unit square means that the side length of the square is 1. I need to figure out what the side length of each of these small squares is. And there are a couple ways that I saw this. Here's probably the easiest way. I didn't do it this way the first time, but it looks like it's a little bit easier. I basically want to do what I can to just have measurements of the square. So if I make a diagonal of the large square, by special right triangles, it's 1 by 1 by root 2. So that will all equal root 2. And if each of these has, let's say, side length x, I know that this part right here is going to be x root 2. This part right here, since all these squares are congruent, will be x, and this part right here will also be x root 2. So I will end up here having all these added together. So I have x plus 2x root 2 is equal to root 2. I'll factor out the x and get x times 1 plus 2 root 2 is equal to root 2. Divide both sides by 1 plus root 2 and get x equals root 2 divided by 1 plus 2 root 2. Now, I need to rationalize the denominator because I don't want the root 2 here. It's not down here. A and B are positive integers, so I'll multiply by the conjugate. Conjugate of 1 plus 2 root 2 is 1 minus 2 root 2. When I multiply, I'll distribute this through, and that's going to give me at the top root 2 minus 4. And at the bottom, I'm going to end up with 1 minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2 minus 8. And that's going to give me, so I want to make it as close to this as possible. I will end up with negative 4 plus root 2 all over negative 7. But I see here that I want A and B to be positive integers, and I want a minus root 2 here. So I'll just multiply top and bottom by negative 1. And I will get 4 minus root 2 over positive 7. A plus B will be 11. Feel free to comment below with any questions.